Graduates, please be seated. Good evening. My name is Sean Walker, and I'm the principal of Roy City High School. It is with great pride that I welcome you to the graduation ceremony for the 2019 senior class of Roy City High School. Tonight's ceremony allows us to capture the many achievements and accomplishments for our senior class, but it also allows us to be witness to the culmination of a dream that began 13 years ago for our graduating seniors. While there are many memories that are important and special to you, it is our desire that this evening will be the ultimate memory that you hold special in your heart for a lifetime. We have family, friends, and staff members joining us for tonight's ceremony. I ask for your help in creating an atmosphere of dignity and respect. As we close this chapter in the life of our graduates, I want tonight to be the lasting memory for everyone. We want our seniors, their parents, their family, and friends to join us in remembering this ceremony with pride and accomplishment. I ask that you refrain from using noisemakers of any kind so that everyone can hear when their graduate's name is called. Your celebration begins later tonight and in the coming days when family and friends gather together and share in this great moment. Please help us maintain the dignity of the graduation ceremony and allow everyone to honor the senior class of 2019. We have many special guests with us today, and I would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand when I call your name so you can be recognized. From our Board of Trustees, our President, Mrs. Julie Stutz. Our Vice President, Mr. Scott Muckenstern. Secretary, Mrs. Christina Carrion. Trustee, Mr. Eric Fort. Trustee, Mr. Bobby Summers. Trustee, Mr. Mike Anderson. And Trustee, Dr. Brian Zader. Our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Kevin Worthy. Our Associate Superintendent of Human Resources, Administrative and Student Services, Mr. Jeff Webb. Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction, Mrs. Julia Robinson. Assistant Superintendent of Federal Programs, Mrs. Kenny K. Hudson. Our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Byron Bryant. Our Associate Principal, Mrs. Nikki Steele. Our Lead Counselor, Mrs. Linda Taylor. Our Alpha House staff, Principal, Mrs. Shannon Ainsworth. Counselor, Mrs. Tracy Christian. Our Beta House staff, Principal, Mrs. Brooke McMaster. Counselor, Mrs. Kimberly West. Our Gamma House staff, Principal, Mr. Terry Young. Principal, Mr. Brian Torres. Counselor, Mrs. Kelly Jones. Our at-risk counselor, Mr. Matt Wheatley. And our ALC principal, Mr. Jerry Craighead. The faculty and staff at Roy City High School are honored to have had the opportunity to be a part of your high school career. Many of them are here today to share in this celebration and to honor you. Roy City High School faculty and staff, please stand. Another special group that I would like to recognize today is our parents. They've been an integral part of the success we've achieved at Roy City High School. If you are a parent of a graduate, would you please stand? At this time, please rise. We will have the singing of our national anthem.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting
seated. As we begin the graduation ceremony, Rachel Cody, National Honor Society officer and student counselor, will come forward to present the invocation.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, that we could gather together today to celebrate the accomplishments of the class of 2019. We thank you for the many blessings you have bestowed upon us, the blessing of an education to carry us into adulthood, the blessing of friends and family, those who are here today and those who look down from heaven that have raised us up into the people that we are becoming, the blessing of a community's unwavering support. We thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to celebrate achievement today, but also the celebration of deliverance from tribulation along the pathway to success. Lord, as we move out of the comforts of our community and into the next phase of our lives, I ask that you would continue to be our stronghold, our way, our truth, our life. While we do not know the plans you have for us, I ask that you would give us faith to believe in ourselves and in you. As we journey on to find our purpose in this life, Lord, please guide us with your eternal light. Help us to follow your path. Lord, let us glorify you in the way we carry ourselves. Let us multiply your great love as we spread our wings. Lord, give us the strength and courage to fly and not look down as we soar into the perfect plan you have for our lives. Let us glorify you in this first flight into our future. In Jesus Christ's name I pray these things. Amen. Your love.
Thank you, choir, and thank you, Mr. White, for that wonderful performance. Seniors, 2019, congratulations on reaching this milestone in your lives. While you've been waiting for this event for many days, weeks, months, and even years, I'm fully aware that many of you mentally graduated many weeks and months ago. It's a thing called senioritis, right? Seniors, tonight presents the conclusion of a 13-year educational journey that began with your very first day of school. There are many parallels between the very first day of school and this very last day of school. Think about it for a second. Try and really remember that very first day of kindergarten and what it felt like. Do you remember the excitement to see your name on a desk or your teacher greeting you and your parents when you entered the room? Perhaps some of you were a little nervous on that day. Certainly some of you could not wait to start school. There were pictures, hugs, smiles, and even a few tears shed on that very first day of this 13-year journey. Tonight, some of you might be a little bit nervous, while some of you can hardly wait to be done with school and move on to the next chapters in your lives. Like that day 13 years ago, there will be pictures, hugs, smiles, and maybe even a few tears tonight. Later, as you leave the arena floor and enter the world, you will find far more choices, opportunities, responsibilities, and challenges than what you were met with on the second day of kindergarten. As you sit here tonight, I believe you now have a greater appreciation for how quickly time can fly by. It probably doesn't feel like that long ago you were a high school freshman. Again, on the very first day of your freshman year, some of you were excited for the change in scenery, and some of you were a nervous wreck. I think some of you started to appreciate the small moments as your senior year started to wind down. Whether it was a senior walk just a few days ago, or at a banquet for the sport or organization you've proudly represented, or at the unsanctioned senior skip day with the unexpected 50-degree weather in May, many of you now see the power of a moment. As we go through tonight's ceremony, I encourage you to enjoy the moments. Parents, as your graduate sits and reflects over the last 4 years, you are likely reflecting back across their entire life, fondly remembering the important milestones like crawling, walking, talking, riding a bike, and eventually even driving. There have likely been many instances that you have had the chance to reflect upon this as this night has become closer and closer. Perhaps you've been drawn to memories of simple things like piano lessons or dance recitals, or Little League baseball, or a fishing trip with your son or daughter. Perhaps you have thought about more complicated things like your child's first real love, or your child's first broken heart. Perhaps you wondered if you might be here, but your child might not be here on the arena floor in front of you. Maybe you recall a different conversation or a difficult conversation when something terrible in the world occurred, and when your child asked you why this happened and you had to confess you really weren't sure. Parents, the days of making fun memories, enjoying time together, and having difficult conversations with your children are certainly not over. The children sitting in front of you will need you tomorrow just as much as they needed you the very first day of school 13 years ago. The parents sitting in this arena that have already had one of their children graduate know this to be true. For those of you going through this experience for the first time, I want to encourage you to know that the manner in which they will need you and the way in which you were able to show them love and support will change. But the need for your love and support will be no less real in the future than it has been for the previous 18 years. I encourage all of you to allow your child to blossom and shine as they grow into their own man or woman as they begin this new stage in their life. Parents, on behalf of the staff of Royce City High School, we sincerely thank you for sharing your children with us for the last 4 years. Seniors, in just a few short months, and in some cases a few days, you will begin a new chapter in your life as you move away from home. Your journey may have you continue with your education, or into the workforce, or even join the military. At this time, if you have enlisted to serve any branch of the military, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. We all thank you for your service. We are extremely proud of all of you. I hope that as you consider your time at Royce City High School, you were able to appreciate the many things that you've been a part of in your 4 years. There were a number of notable successes that so many of you were able to enjoy. Whether it was being a part of a UIL sweepstakes winning program in fine arts, or a district championship or playoff berth in athletics, or winning a state medal, or having the chance to present at a nationally recognized technology conference, or being a part of a state-recognized student council, or countless hours of hard work to prepare your animal for a show in ag, and many more that have occurred over the last 4 years, we know that luck played almost no role in these successes. You see, these successes were the result of teamwork, hard work, determination, being teachable or coachable, and having high expectations for yourself and those who surrounded you on these endeavors. To the class of 2019, I want to personally thank you as your principal for a fantastic 4-year run. We entered Roy City High School together 4 years ago. I was a new principal, and you were the scared and nervous freshman. 4 years later, you have been part of an amazing transformation. Whether it's the wonderful accomplishment of being the only high school in the DFW Metroplex and one of a handful of high schools in the entire state of Texas and the nation to be a national showcase campus for capturing kids' hearts, or the energy that you brought to this year's Blacklight Pep Rally, or the almost $4 million in scholarship money that you have earned, I am extremely proud of you. While these experiences and transformation are important and special memories, they are now a part of your collective past. It is now your time to move forward and make your mark on the world. You will experience setbacks and challenges that will cause you to dig deep as you seek to overcome these setbacks. Many of you sitting here tonight have already overcome numerous difficulties, both known and unknown. You already know that the world will test your resolve and present situations that are difficult to overcome. Abraham Lincoln said, "My great concern is not whether you have failed, but whether you are content with your failure." You see, how a person responds to adversity is a far greater indicator of their character than how they respond when things are smooth and easy. I hope that you will also exercise your ability to think critically about the world and situations that will surround you. Our nation is in desperate need of young men and women who are problem solvers. We need young people who will seek resolutions to conflict rather than focused efforts to ensure that division and long-standing disputes will endure. I sincerely hope that you will practice empathy towards your fellow man or woman, routinely forgive people so that you can move forward, and learn to make selflessness your habit. Focus on doing the right thing, whether people are looking or not, and you will win the favor of those who surround you and matter most. Learn to put down your phone and look people in the eye and speak to them from the heart. Former First Lady Barbara Bush suggested, "At the end of your life, you will never regret not having passed one more test, not winning one more verdict, not closing one more deal. You will regret time not spent with a spouse, a friend, a child, or a parent." Graduates, I challenge you to take what you have learned and use it. Use it as you meet new and exciting challenges. Use it to be successful, and it's my greatest hope and strongest belief that you will use it to make a positive impact on the world. After this ceremony, I will greet you not as a student at Roy City High School, but as an adult citizen of our world. As you assume this new role, many new rights, privileges, and responsibilities will come your way. In closing, I found a few words from Earl Nightingale, who implored us all. Learn to enjoy every minute of your life. Be happy now. But don't wait for something outside of yourself to make you happy in the future. Think how precious the time is you have to spend, whether it's at work or with your family. Every minute should be enjoyed and savored. On behalf of the faculty and staff at Roy City High School, I do wish you the happiness of a productive life, the respect of your fellow human beings, the love of your family. Grab hold of tomorrow. Build it into a bright and shining future. God bless you. The future is yours. Congratulations and best wishes. Thank you. The salutatorian for the senior class of 2019 is Thatcher Davis. Thatcher is the son of Adria and Bruce Chim and Bruce Davis. In the fall, he will attend Texas A&M University, and he will be majoring in biochemistry. Please welcome your salutatorian, Thatcher Davis.
All right. I would like to begin my speech by acknowledging my beautiful dogs, Liberty, Brody, Mickey, Joey, and Ruthie, who always have a special place in my heart. I love my dogs more than anything in this world, and that'll be the hardest thing when I go to college is being separated from them. I mean, my parents, maybe a little bit, but mostly my dogs. And finally, as I promised the boys, I will give them a shout out. Uriel, July, Jordan, James, Cole, oh yeah, and Matthew, of course. Thank you for y'all's time.
And yes, he's always a man of few words, so that's how that goes. The valedictorian of the senior class of 2019 is Katerina Revilla. Karina is the daughter of Andres and Sofia Revilla. Karina will be majoring in medical laboratory sciences this fall at the University of Texas in Austin. Please welcome your valedictorian, Katerina Revilla.
Good evening, everyone. I'm so glad you could all make it tonight. I'm glad I could make it tonight. I actually had another engagement I had to cancel on, but apparently I'm needed here. But I mean, come on, who would want to miss this? Class of 2019's graduation. That's the event of the year, second only to my graduation party, June 8th. Pull up. So I'll get some expectations out of the way. I hate to disappoint everyone, but unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm a bit more verbose than our excellent salutatorian, but I promise I'll do my best to make every syllable count. You know, it's funny, once everyone knew I was officially valedictorian, all anyone wanted to talk to me about was my speech. And I mean everyone. Like, people I haven't said 5 words to in the past were like, oh, is it gonna be funny? Is it gonna be short? Don't make it too long, and don't make it too emotional. And like, on one hand, I totally get you guys. I have spent way too many years listening to people I don't really care for prattle on for way too long about things I don't really care about. But on the other hand, I want you all to know I worked so hard to be up here speaking to you guys as 2019's valedictorian. And if I wanted to read the phone book, that's what we're gonna listen to. Luckily for y'all, that's not what I want to read, but keep in mind that's what I could have done. But the thing is, I've been working on this speech for years, and I use the phrase working on about as loosely as I did while I was in school. The phrase working on means I thought about it really hard ever since it was assigned, but I didn't have anything to show for it until the deadline. At which point, I cranked something out and got mad at myself for procrastinating. People say that procrastination stems from being a perfectionist, and I think there's some truth in that. Because the truth is, I spent so long agonizing over this speech without actually starting it, because in my mind, it had to be perfect. It had to be raw and honest, but I didn't want it to seem like I was airing out my problems. It had to be funny, but I didn't want it to come off as flippant. I had to be grateful, but not overly emotional. And so it took me way too long to start, because it took me way too long to remember. When it comes to art like this, you don't make it to please other people. You speak your truth, and people connect to that. And if they don't like what you have to say, well, that's their problem, because it's your life. And, well, I don't exist to make you guys happy. You have to take pride in your work, and I do take pride in this speech. But how do I summarize my entire academic career in one speech in one night to all of you, while also giving out some great life advice and hopefully making the people that I love shed some tears of pride and joy? Well, I suppose I start with thank yous and shout outs. So thank you to every teacher who's gotten me here and believed in me. Words cannot convey my gratefulness, but I'll do my best to do so. Miss Watts and Miss Jones, both of you have practically seen me grow up, and you've been just a kind presence pretty much my entire academic career. Miss Margot, you were practically there since day one, and you were one of my greatest mentors, and you had ever constant faith in me. To my fourth grade teacher, Miss Pilley, I got into writing in your class, and you told my parents once at a parent-teacher conference you thought I would be valedictorian. I didn't even know what that meant at the time, but hey, look at me now. My 7th and 8th grade history teacher, Mr. Sherman, you were one of the coolest and most fun teachers I have ever had. You actually made history interesting because you told it how it's meant to be told, like a story. And, of course, you also correctly predicted I would be up here speaking to you all as 2019's valedictorian. How do you thank people for having that much faith in you? Ms. Crumnow, there's a reason every person I've talked to, whether they've taken your class or not, only has good things to say about you. Mr. Holt, Chrome Squad has taught me countless of practical skills, but I think perhaps even more important than that, you showed me the kind of adult I want to be when I'm older. Someone who's funny and someone who's responsible and amazing at what they do, but also always kind and never condescending. And you always have full faith in our worth and our skills. Ms. Rouse, you are so smart and so funny and so kind. Your class reminded me I have a passion for science, and I always will. Ms. Cernasek, your class taught me the value of hard work, and also the importance of checking that hard work in case you dropped a negative somewhere. Ms. Ulrich, you're an incredible teacher, and if I ever do become president, like everyone loves to say, it all started in your AP government class. Ms. Stafford, you were always a great person to talk to, and I'll always remember the one tutoring session I came to that everything clicked for me, and I got a 5 on your AP exam, so that's awesome. Ms. Ledford, I know I said this at Top Dog, but I could say it every day, and it still wouldn't be enough. Thank you for your kindness and your empathy and your unboundless support. And to every teacher, not just those who have taught me, thank you because you have made an impact on someone in here, and you will continue to do so for as long as you teach with that passion that inspired you to become an educator. To all my friends' parents, you raised some great kids, and if you ever went out of your way to help me or feed me or love me as your own, thank you seems redundant, but I say it anyways. And to all my friends, I give most of you a hard time, but if I wasn't constantly sardonic and looking at things to criticize and things to make fun of you for, the alternative is I would be as gushy and emotional as I am right now. And no one needs that all the time. To Riley, I'm giving you this one opportunity to bask in the attention that you always wanted. To Lacey and Sarah, I didn't have sisters growing up, but with friends like you, I might as well have. To Gabby, I didn't have sisters growing up, but you always, like with you, I couldn't ask for a better sister. And you always went out of your way to make me feel listened to and always made me feel part of your family. And to my brothers, Omar and Javier, thank you for showing me what to do, but especially what not to do as I grow up. I was definitely the spoiled brat of the bunch, but you love me anyways. And to my parents, I know I wasn't perfect, and I know neither were you, but most of the decisions I made were to make you proud. And I know your decisions came from love and support and the desire to keep me safe. And I don't know if I made all the right decisions. I don't know if I even made the perfect speech that I always envisioned, something that's poignant and perfect. But I can't let my life be plagued by what ifs forever. What I do know is I've tried my best. Every failure and setback cut me deeply because I was, or rather am, a perfectionist. And how do I stack up those failures against all my past successes? But more importantly, how can I reconcile that failure with every sacrifice and loss my parents went through to get me here and to give me the opportunities that they never had? Did I grow up poorer than a lot of my friends? I mean, yeah, definitely, and it was definitely hard at times. But was it the end of me? I mean, clearly not. I'm standing right here. Was it ever as bad as my parents had it? No, and that is thanks to them. My parents came to a country that does not value them like they should. It's a country that asks you to rip out your native tongue and laughs when English doesn't fit right. It doesn't matter that you know 2 languages. They came to a country that was built on the backs of immigrants and slaves, but today still debates on whether or not the descendants of those people's lives are still worth the blood that runs through their veins. I once watched a documentary that asks the question, is the American dream still feasible reality for immigrants today? And I could not tell you the answer to that question. But I do know that I try, with every success I put under my belt, to be my parents' American dream. Para todos los que hoy están aquí porque un día decidieron dejarlo todo por buscar una mejor calidad de vida. Si no fuera hija de padres inmigrantes, no estaría hoy aquí. Y si no fuera por inmigrantes, este país jamás sería lo que hoy es. Yo hoy he decidido alcanzar todas mis metas para demostrar a todos lo que la gente hispana es capaz de lograr. And finally, thank you to everyone who couldn't make it tonight, to those that moved away and we lost touch with, but we still think about sometimes, to the family members in other countries, and to those who have passed. No one here tonight would be the people we are if it wasn't for you. And that was the bulk of what I had to say, but I suppose I'm supposed to leave you with some great life advice. But the thing is, the only thing that separates me from some of you in here is I made better grades, and I mean, like, not to toot my own horn, yeah, I'm smart, but that doesn't mean I'm wise. And I never wanted to come off as condescending to you all. And I mean, there's the basics, you know, like be good to each other and do what makes you happy and listen to scientists and doctors about vaccines and climate change. But as for personal advice, the one piece of advice I feel comfortable giving is advice that I probably would have scoffed at a couple years ago. So, I mean, when you hear it, just, you know, hear me out, give me a chance. And it's, life is what you make of it. And I know some of you think that's so cliche and you're over cliches, but cliches are cliches for a reason. And I think it's something that's easier said than done to look at the positive side of things, because trust me, I know it's so much easier to look at the world today and despair and complain and you say it's all pointless, and like I was like that at one point, but I learned, especially this year, when you stop putting all that negativity out into the universe if you believe in that, and into your head if you don't. Things flip, and if you just take the little victories, they do add up. Like, say a deadline that you were stressing about got extended, or you found an earring that you thought you lost, or there's one more package of the gummies you really like. That could turn your whole day around. All those things have turned my day around at some point in this year, because you take the little things, because sometimes that's all you get. And I know some of you, sometimes you feel like you have a specter of bad luck following you around like a ball and chain, and it feels like you never even have the little victories, but I do promise you they're there. And one day you look back on the bad days and you'll see that you got through them, every single one. And with that, I wish you all good luck, whether you need it or not, and lots of victories, big and small. And I would like to say, first of all, I'm very proud of me. Look at me, I'm up here, valedictorian. But more importantly, I'm proud of us. Thank you, 2019. Good night.
Graduates, will you please stand? Julie Stutz, President of the Board of Trustees, and the Roy City ISD Superintendent Kevin Worthy. As principal of Roy City High School, I certify that this graduating class has successfully completed the prescribed courses set forth by the Roy City ISD Board of Trustees and the Texas Education Agency. I recommend that these students receive their high school diplomas.
The class of 2019, congratulations. At this time, as superintendent of Roy City ISD, I certify that you have met all the state and local requirements and declare you graduates of Roy City High School. The graduating class of 2019, prepare to receive your diploma.
Other than row 1, graduates, you can be seated. Row 1, please stay standing.
Okay. Katerina Revilla. Thatcher Davis. Rachel Cody. Jordan McCain. Tanner Townsend. Chloe Connors. Chloe Niergarter. Stephanie Rodriguez. Karen Gasitz. July Ringel. Logan Reagan. Catherine Zabendin. Cade Barradin. Lacey Howe. Macy Huff. Piper Defoe. Brendan O'Connor. Jose Perez Vela. Neil Guerrera. Anthony Hayes. Elizabeth Morgan. Kaylee Castaneda. Caroline Lee. Uriel Frias. Matthew Earnhardt. Caden Sullivan. Gage Rainey. Madison Heiser. Matthew Lee. Geneva Gregory. Sophie Creech. Olivia Cowley. Richard Lewis. Ladarius White. Justin Thompson. Donovan Enzu. Haley Butler. Vilma Ledford. Jerome Achu. Dimas Acosta. Michael Adley. Dylan Aguilar. Fabian Aguillon. Brisa Aguirre. Yvette Aguirre. Julie Alfaro. Jennifer Alonso. Andrew Alonso. Christopher Alvarado. Jose Alvarez Lizama. Leslie Anchonado. Blake Anderson. Grace Backus. Christian Baker. Hassan Bakri Kasaba. Olivia Bankston. Jesus Barcia Vergez. Vincent Barrientos. Nathan Bates. Brittany Bell. Carson Bell. Stephen Bennett. Avery Bassett. Chase Bloxham. Parker Bull. Moises Gonzalez. Clayton Bradford. Colin Bradewig. If I said that right. Kaylin Brewer. Anthony Britt. Clayton Brown. Dalton Bullard. What? Yeah, okay. Avery Burkhart. Jonathan Burton. Summer Bushman. Sheila Kakari. Victoria Cadaria. Alejandra Cantu Alamillo. Haley Cantwell. Trinity Carnes. JC Cartmill. Jerry Cartmill. Yvette Gallardo. Juan Castillo. Obed Castillo. Destiny Castro. Dylan Cavanis. Crystal Serta. Kaylin Cheney. Abel Chavez. Gerardo Chavez Jr. Tristan Lambert Chuck. Benjamin Clevenger. Destiny Cloniger. Thomas Cook. Kobe Cooper. Jose Cordoba. Lorene Kramer. Michael Crawford. Colton Kreider. Ezevet Cuellar. Caleb Colum. Kelsey Colum. Say your last name. Michael Dossie. Jeremiah Day. Sage Day. Ivan De Leon. Mario De Leon. Kayla Deal. Malia Demery. Allison Edgar. Trinity Dempsey. Dylan Devoy. Caden Dolan. Alexis Dominguez. Donald Ward Donaldson. Nathaniel East. Alejandro Escobar Jr. Sierra Escoridge. All right. Diane Ferry. Daniel Fernandez. Garrett Fisher. Madison Fitzgerald. Cecilia Flores. Kaylee Forer. Carl Forrester. Bailey Forsyth. Joellen Fort. Fortier, right? Fortier? Okay. Patrick Fortier. Tristan Fountain. Dontre Francis. Alexis Frazier. Estrella Frias. Jacob Fuentes. Julissa Gomez. Alec Garcia. Ario Garcia. Natalia Garcia. Grace Garner. Genesis Garza. Jordan Gash. Lillian Gazawi. Travis George. Cody Gibbs. Gianna Gilbert. Andrew Giles. Keith Gillespie. Dylan Glisson. Carlos Alfredo Gomez. Gabriela Gonzalez. Destiny Grace. Blake Graham. Diana Granados. Brock Green. Madison Green. Madison Grimes. Hannah Grisham. Alexis Guajardo. Emily Guardiola. Andrea Guerrero. Hannah Guillory. Sarah Gunderson. Megan Gunter. Brianna Gwaltney. Thanks for that. Samantha Hale. Colin Hallett. Dakota Hampton. Brendan Hunko. Alana Hahn. Clayton Harp. Zachary Harrison. Corbin Harriman. Macy Hart. Shelby Hathcox. Braden Haywood. Abigail Helmuth. Eric Hernandez. Johanna Hernandez. Christopher Hernandez. Thank you. Perla Herrera. Haley Hetchler. Jacob Hicks. Cade Hitt. Peyton Holm. Ashley Holman. Eric Holt. Thane Holt. Austin Hunt. Huntner Hutzel. Raven Hyatt. Salma Ibarra. Alexis Jackson. Carrion Jackson. Nicole Jacobson. Sebastian James. Andrew Jaramillo. DeJohn Jefferson. Allie Jezik. Courtney Johnson. Philip Johnson. Quantrell Johnson. Riley Johnson. McKinley, right? McKinley Jones. Zachary Jones. Caleb Joplin. Morgan Elizabeth Jordan. Katerina Desiree Kast. Alan Kellerhus. Colton Kemp. Cash Kendall. Kaylin Kanzerski. Trace Kimber. Stephanie King. Wesley Clockseven. Say it. Denver Colentz. Mackenzie Lambeth. Caitlin Lanham. Agustin Lara. Victor Martinez Balleteros. Brett Lawson. Madison Lee. Justin Linnemond. Trayvon Lewis. Jacob Lubensky. Canton Long. Morgan Luzier. Anna Lopez. Andrew Lopez. Damian Lopez. Jerry Lopez. Megan Lovelace. Martine Lozano. Micah Lucashe. Joel Manzano. Julieta Morris. Thomas Marinero. Augustine Martinez. David Martinez. Janelle Martinez. Kristen Martinez. Joshua Masters. Logan Maxey. Olivia Maxwell. Breon McCain Bell. Brandon McChristian. Say your last name. McKelly? Okay. Grant McKelly. Dylan McKee. Ty Metters. Natalia Mendez Marroquin. Miguel Mendoza Medrano. Lindsay Miller. David Lewis Mitchell. Jessica Monterrubio. Ricardo Monterrubio Ramirez. Okay. Jimmy Moreno Covarrubias. Alexandria Morris. Jared Murillo. Stephanie Myrick. Edgar Navarro. Corey Nelson. Vu Wen. Elizabeth Nickel. Tim Neum. Carson Obregon. Elizabeth Overa. Caitlin O'Neill. Say it again. Kinsey Onyema. Christian Michael Osborne. Say it. Gideon Awusu. Yeah. Caitlin Paget. Elizabeth Palomo. Say it. Elisette Palomo. Cody Parker. Jenna Patterson. Noe Paz. Brian Pesina. Emily Perez. Jorge Perez. Rosalie Phillips. Noe Pomerak. Chase Pichardo. All right. Say it. Aaliyah Pichon. Raul Pina. Ty Penson. Caden Pyre. Peyton Powell. Abigail Quintero. Brittany Ragsdale. Kaylee Rambo. Adriana Ramirez. April Ramirez. Jesse Ramirez. Danny Rangel Rios. Hunter Lamar Rayson. Matthew Rivas. Elion Reyes. Faith Richardson. Tyler Ripley. Cameron Ritter. Anthony Rivera. Say it. Jael Rivera. Roderick Robertson. Dante Roberts. Jesus Rodriguez Jr. Rachel Roebuck. Eduardo Romero. Mackenzie Roper. Say it. Adrian Rose. Sabina Ruff. Spencer Salazar. Oscar Isaac Salgado. Adelini Sanchez. Alondra Sanchez. Amy Rose Sanchez. Kathy Lisbeth Sanchez Delgado. Dylan Sanders. Eric Surratt. Madison Shear. Tyler Shearer. Yeah, that's on. Nathan Bryce Shirley. Ooh, say your name. Daviana Simonton. Daviana Simonton. Shaquilla. Jaquilla Simpson. Cole Scott Smith. Garrett Smith. Olympia Smith. Tyler Smith. Lauren Soto. Lauren Spear. Jacob Stanley. Zoe Sterrett. Cole Stewart. Abby Rose Stenson. Joshua David Stout. Strang, right? Okay. Victoria Brianne Strang. Rebecca Janet Strong. Felicia Neve Sylvia Swenton. Christian Matthew Tavira. Joshawn Michael Thomas. Riley Thrapp. Landry Brock Torres. Okay. Omar Dia Torres Valerio. Annie Suzanne Trammell. Brendan K. Tucker. Say your last name. Jarvis Tremay Traisk. Alexander Sebastian Zonas. Emmanuel Valencia. Francisco Vargas. Alexandra Christine Vasquez. Victoria Vasquez. Marcos Esquivel Vega. Melanie Guadalupe Vega. Say your first name. Veronia Vega. Nicole Melena Velez Mejia. Ruth Abigail Vera. Timothy Paul Vickery. Amy Sabine Villegas. Beatriz Vital. Brianna Ann Vogel. Blaine Wyatt Walters. Laurel Walter. Drake Holland Warner. Keely Watkins. Essence Watts. Jaden Webb. Allison Weems. Lois Elizabeth Weir. Briley Nicole West. Dylan Lane Whitehead. Grayson Charles Williams. Kaylin Nicole Williams. Andrew Taylor Wyndham. Cole Weininger. Brianna Wright. Aaron Yosenik. Chloe Noel Young. Brett Young. Zock, right? Kira Zock. Zarowski? Blake Andrew Zarowski.
Good evening. My name is Ellie Weir, and I am the current Teacher Appreciation Chair for Student Council. I have the distinguished honor of leading the class of 2019 in the ceremonial turning of the tassel. So, class of 2019, please stand. You may now move your tassels from right to left to commemorate us from Royce City High School students into Royce City High School graduates. One last time as a class, we will now sing the alma mater as it is led by the Royce City High School Band and Choir.
Graduates, congratulations. It's with mixed feelings that we say goodbye. However, I am confident that you are ready and will be successful in the years to come. One important piece of advice: don't forget your parents and loved ones, as they will always be there for you. Also, it's okay to tell them, I love you. Remember, the choice is yours. Stand tall. Choose your journey. Seniors, the last bell has rung. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as we celebrate the 2019 graduating class of Royce City High School.